in Portland and one's in Spokane. Two bros in two towns, catching up when we can. News, life, and culture, reminiscing days past. Like, subscribe, and share the Real for Life podcast. Real for Life.
Good evening and welcome to the Real for Life podcast with Jesse and Joe coming at you from a big break, Joe. 3 weeks. We're slacking.
I mean, there was a vacation in there. I just have a question. Did you purposely move your welder into the frame?
I mean, kinda. It was already there.
Team logo, so people know you spent the extra money on the Miller.
And I just happen to have the welding helmet right there. No,
Yeah.
I was working on a Jeep project today. I'm building a roof rack for the Jeep.
You're so fucking full of shit.
And my welder was already there, and it was partially in the frame, so I'm like, I might as well make it look good. But it was also a topic of discussion. Well, not just welding, but like, obviously, you know, we're innovating the podcast space because there's not a lot of middle-aged white guys.
None.
Yes, right? So representing, no, it's just, and I know me and you have talked about this offline before, but when you hit that age where you go to buy a tool and you know that you're going to have that tool for the rest of your life, it's kind of cool. Like, you hit a certain age and you're willing to pay a little more because you know it's buy once, cry once. And your plan is that, like, this welder right here, I'll have this welder for the rest of my life, barring some weird catastrophe. And of course, a year later after I bought this, the same model is half the size and a quarter of the weight. But
naturally.
But it's my welder, and this is the welder I'm going to have forever. And that's kind of the way I look at, like, all the tools in my garage now. Like, my air compressor sucks, so that's kind of on my list. And I'm just
did buy a really nice air compressor a couple years ago.
Right? Totally worth it.
It's huge.
Huge.
I don't even know how big it is. It's probably 50 gallons.
Yeah.
Yeah. Plenty of space. And then I put it upstairs in the garage so you don't hear it when you turn it on. And then I ran it to a switch. So you just walk in, light switch on.
Oh, that is genius. Dude, my fucking air compressor, it is loud as shit in the garage when that thing is on.
Yeah, it's fucking miserable. You should build like a little thing outside your shop, like where you put your trash can and then insulate it.
And let the neighbors deal with it.
Exactly.
But right now, like, I'll be using it and then it'll go a little low on air, so it'll kick on. And every time I'm still like, it scares the shit out of me.
Yeah, that's why mine's upstairs.
Yeah. But it's kind of cool, you know, like I said, you know, you buy once, cry once. Got a couple things on the list there for tools. I had another point I was going to go into. I already fucked it up. I feel like there's so much pressure because we haven't done a chat in a while.
Respect your hardware filing over there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Organization. Yeah, I'm building a roof rack for the Jeep because we're doing the Rubicon, and I have to take my wife and my kid, and there's no room in the Jeep. And all the roof racks they make for it are expensive and they suck.
Tana agreed to do the Rubicon.
She did. She doesn't want to. I have a feeling she's going to bail last minute. She wants nothing to do with it, which is fine. Honestly, last time we did it, like when I got her to go, we got in a big argument because, like, we do these I love my wife, but she contributes fucking nothing.
Right.
I'm like, okay, if I'm driving, I need you to navigate or spot once in a while. She's like, no, I'm not doing that. I'm not going to spot you. I don't know what I'm doing. And you're just going to yell at me. And I'm like, and then, like, Parker's like 2.5 at the time. So he's like jumping between rocks. We're out on the Rubicon where there's no access to anything.
Right.
If you get injured, you leave by helicopter.
Right.
And he's like jumping from rock to rock, like falling. And I'm just picturing him breaking something or his face. And I'm like, can you just fucking watch him? That's it. I'll do everything else. No.
So people that don't know what the Rubicon is, it's like 5 days, isn't it?
It's like 3. It's 18 miles. The average speed is 1.3 miles an hour. It is a 13-mile long rock garden.
Yeah, with no cell service.
Correct.
It's great.
Mm-hmm.
And when we did it, it was fucking great because we're both dudes. So we went to like the grocery store and got a loaf of bread, peanut butter and jelly, and 3 fucking cases of Coors Lights. And we're like,
That's all you need.
we're good to go.
I tell the story all the time about how the first day you and Matt took care of a whole 36-pack of Coors Light, and you set up your tent. It was a 2-pole tent. You had a tent, a sleeping bag, a pillow, an air mattress.
Yeah.
We woke up in the morning. Your tent had 1 pole in it, no air mattress or sleeping bag to be found, and you used a rock for a pillow.
Yeah.
I have no idea how you were still alive.
It's called camping, bro.
That's all I need when I camp, though. Like a lot of my overland buddies, we go. Todd, good example. The dude is like a straight up chef on the trail. Best breakfast you've ever had, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not about that life. Seriously,
No.
peanut butter, jelly, Gushers, and beer. That's all you need.
Simple.
Mm-hmm. So, how was Mexico?
Fucking amazing, man. Like a lot of tequila. Probably more tequila I've ever had in my entire life.
Was this an inclusive?
Yeah.
All inclusive. Like not inclusive like DEI include like I mean it's not like they tell anybody they can't go. That's not what I'm saying. I meant like all inclusive cost wise.
Yeah, and then so we were like guest of members. So you get like a gold wristband, which means you can go places other people can't go. Shit like that.
Is that how you talked about you're a member now?
Yeah.
Did you get suckered into a fucking timeshare, Joe?
It's a club share, Jesse, not a timeshare.
Did you have the red sticker under your chair?
I don't know this reference.
Have you not seen that episode of South Park?
No.
Oh, as always, it's the best fucking episode ever. The kids and the parents go to Aspen for the weekend because they get a free weekend of skiing if they go to one timeshare meeting, right?
Mm-hmm.
So of course it turns into this whole 80s thing where like the kids are just getting ski lessons and like the badass named Thad on the mountain, his dad is like trying to shut the ski resort down. And they want, and of course they asked Stan to save the youth club. So he has to race Thad down the K-12.
Okay.
And he barely knows how to ski. So of course they have their cool ski instructor named Thumper. Now it's a French fry when you're supposed to pizza.
Okay. Yeah.
You're gonna have a bad time.
I remember the red sticker part.
So anyway, the adults, before they can go skiing, have to go to the timeshare meeting. And of course, they're like, yeah, we're just here for the free trip. Oh, just hear us out. And then, of course, they're like, oh, reach under your chair. Oh, they have the red sticker. Oh, my God, they got the red sticker. Oh, do you know what that means? You're going to get special pricing and blah, 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 blah. They finally let them out of the room. And it just goes into another room with the same people. They don't get out for 3 days, Joe. So on the last day after the kids like race and save the youth center, and of course Stan gets the girl that he's not even into because he just wants to go home the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
The parents are like, well, we finally came to our senses and bought a fucking membership. So we're gonna come back here every year. And the kids are just like, no.
I did one of those timeshares presentations like in Vegas because we got like a free weekend and they don't let you leave. It's insane.
Dude, my aunt is a member of one of those fucking timeshares. One of the most popular, Wyndham or some shit.
Yeah.
And so every year we do a vacation where like we have to use her timeshare thing. And I think she kind of hooks us up, but not a lot. We still have to pay her, which is kind of like, okay. And then like she's always trying to get me and Tana to like buy it from her because she's like an OG member. She bought back in like 98.
Okay.
So she's got a shit ton of points and this, that, and the third. But those resorts make money off of memberships. There's no incentive for them to really update any of their hotels, right?
Yes and no.
I mean,
Like-
enough to keep members, but I would much rather pay a couple extra bucks and get a sick ass Airbnb or a nicer hotel, and also not be limited on where I can go and what time of year.
Yeah, so this package has like two different things. So the package is the resort, and there's multiple resorts you can go to. And then it also has like you're set up in this website that's kind of like
Timeshare.
Expedia.
Okay.
So it's like Expedia, and you can go anywhere you want, and it's 40% off everything.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
I gotta say, like, as much as I'm talking shit on timeshares, you can't fucking go wrong in Mexico.
No.
Mexico's the shit. We went to Puerto Vallarta for Tana's baby moon, which sucked for her because she couldn't drink. I'd never been to Mexico.
Baby moon.
It's like a new thing where like you're pregnant and it's your last vacation before you have a kid and you're trapped for 3 years.
That's fucking stupid.
It's like a white people thing, but
Your wife's not even white.
I know. She's culturally appropriating. So so we go to Mexico. She's pregnant as shit. We're laying by the pool, and we're at an adults only resort.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking like typical American, like they got to make money. They're going to make it somewhere. It's going to be bottom shelf booze, shitty food. No, all inclusive. Every meal I had was the best meal I've ever had in my life. And every meal ended with a nice little double espresso. All we did was lay by the pool and try to like get hungry again. And all of the tequila and the booze that she didn't get a drink were top shelf. Best time of my life, right?
Yeah, so there's like a members only bar, and they have like the really good tequilas in there.
Right.
I'm not saying like what they had by the pool and shit was shit. I'm just saying it was like different. So when you go to the members only bar, so then you learn that they actually have the top shelf tequila out by the pool. They just don't display it, and you have to request it, and they'll make whatever. So it's a pretty good cheat code there.
Well, we did. It wasn't that expensive. It was an amazing resort. And then, of course, Tana, like me and Tana are very different, mostly because I'm a dude. Like, if I know something's good and it works, I'm good. Like, I know that if we go to Stickman Brewery, I'm going to get this pizza and this beer, and I'm going to have a good time.
Right.
Why the fuck would I want to stray from that and take a risk? Right? It's the same reason why I'm a great husband. My
I'm
wife's
really
great.
curious how
I'm
many
not going to risk straight.
in his life has eaten a BLT and a soup. Like
What?
my dad, that's all he eats is a BLT and soup. Whenever he
Good
eats,
for him.
it's like the same thing every time. It's like,
And he's
dude,
never disappointed. But you think a wife would like that quality because obviously, like, that carries into the marriage. Like, I'm not going to stray because I'm happy with what I got, right? So then she's like, oh, well, let's go to the fucking sister resort and have lunch over there. So we go to the sister resort, which is included. And that's the resort where you can, like, bring your family.
yeah.
Fuck that. It just dirty kids by the pool going crazy. No.
So all three resorts are all ages, and they're kind of next to each other. They're walkable.
Nope. I would adults only, sir.
So, but
Clothing optional.
the one we stayed at is like more adults only. And then the one up the way is like all ages. But actually, the all ages one was more of a party. Like they had a DJ by the pool. And like, so we went there a few times. And then the next one they say is like really only for like they said honeymooners and like old people. It's like there's no music. It's, you sit by the pool, you chill. That's fucking it. So
yeah. Well, they have like adults only clothing optional resorts there too.
Yeah, our concierge. Is that the word?
Concierge.
Yeah, concierge.
Yes, you definitely use a French word in Mexico.
He was like our age and pretty cool guy, and like he lived in the States for a few years. He got married and blah blah blah. It doesn't fucking matter. Anyways, so they went to like Jamaica, all adults only, and they booked it for a bachelor party. And they're like, "This is gonna be fucking awesome." And they got there, and it was a nude resort. Like they're checking in, and there's just dicks walking around everywhere. He's like, "Fuck."
Yeah, I'm not doing it because most of those places are like swingers resorts.
Right.
And I mean, first of all, grower, not a shower. This is not my venue, right? Second of all, my wife's a lot better looking than me. So, like, I'm not going to fare very well. You know?
Fuck.
You can't live that lifestyle when one spouse is much better looking than the other.
Anyways,
Like the other couple, they don't even care. Like, I've got a good personality.
I just have this picture in my head of Tana and this huge black dude, and you're just crying in the corner.
Yeah, dude, that's why if you ever go to your friend's house and they've got, I used to think I wanted a chair in my bedroom for like reading because it's a big bedroom. I won't do it now. Apparently that's called a cuck chair.
No, dude. Okay, we have a chair at our desk, and it's just for hanging clothes.
Well, if it's at your desk, that's one thing. But if you've got a chair all by itself in your bedroom,
I think you watch too much porn, bro.
Wife's getting hit. No, I don't. I watch the totally normal amount.
I saw this video the other day.
But hold on though, because I do like the cuck videos are kind of fun to watch, and I don't know why, because like you feel bad for the guy.
First of all, it's not real.
I mean, they're good actors. They're being filmed. They're professional actors.
Yeah.
I watched one the other day where it was like this kid's at home and his mom's best friend comes over, of course, to check on him. And like obviously, you know, it's like a MILF situation. But the chick was such a good actress and like super cool that it kind of threw me off. Like I was like, this might be real.
I forgot that you actually like do the storyline.
I gotta have a story, bro.
That's so fucking weird.
I can't just like, oh look, there's a naked person. No. That's, I mean, I need a little wine and dine, a little bit of context.
Little context.
Yeah.
Oh fuck. Okay. Anyway,
so Mexico was cool.
Yes, very. And we got in. Honestly, it came down to like, I think I told you this. It was a fuck it decision at the very end. And like me and Katie just looked at each other and she's like, well, I don't know. It's up to you. And I was like, I don't know. It's up to you, man. Like, I don't really give a shit either which way. Like, we didn't spend a lot of money. And so I was like, do you just want to flip a coin for it?
No shit.
Yeah. And she's like, sure. I was like, all right. And then I didn't have a fucking coin. So I flipped my wallet.
Okay.
And we got it.
Nice. I'm glad you did it. You guys don't get away from that bar very often. So
the reason we did do it, it will force us to take a vacation at least once a year.
Yep. I like it.
So yeah.
Did you bring a list this week?
Yeah, the Super Bowl thing, obviously.
Oh, fuck me. Yeah, let's just start in that.
I'm sick of fucking hearing about it.
I mean, yeah, I guess. The thing that pisses me off is like, okay, so obviously Trump won the election by a huge margin, and America has spoken. Like, we're sick of all the racial division and everything else. Like, let's just be Americans. And like at first it was like, okay, they're going to start with like God Bless America, and it's Louisiana, so of course it's an all black band. That's cool. And then they have like a black dude do the national anthem. He did a great job. That's cool. And then Kendrick Lamar had like 50 people in his thing and they were all black. And it was like, okay, I'm cool with that too. Like they're, for the most part, better musicians, better artists. All good. Whatever. But then online afterwards, everybody's arguing about Kendrick Lamar's performance. And it was fucking dog shit. It sucked. I don't care about you have to watch it like 3 times. There's tons of Easter eggs. It's like, I don't fucking care. The Super Bowl is supposed to be about being entertained, not about your beef with some douchebag Canadian.
Yeah, who gives a shit? And like,
Nobody fucking cares.
Serena Williams dated Drake. I didn't know that, and who cares?
Well, here's the other thing too. Somebody got in a lot of hot water because they were like, if Serena was my wife and she did that, I'd divorce her. And of course, everybody's ragging on it, but they forget to leave out the point that like she's married now, but
Right.
she's out there shaking her ass and dancing to get back at an ex-boyfriend.
Right.
Like, move on. You're fucking
Well,
married. That
just
guy does not
stupid.
matter anymore.
Right. It's
Yeah.
just all stupid.
And
I've
like,
yet to Google Drake's dick.
yeah, I don't really care to see it.
No, but that was a thing.
Canadians, so it's probably like
Eh?
weird.
I don't know. That's all I a bobblehead.
Oh, there's got to be a good joke there. Hold on, wait for it. What size boobs did the Canadian chick have?
A's.
A. Yeah, that's the joke.
That was pretty weak.
No, but the halftime show was just boring. Like last year, Rihanna's pregnant and she's hovering like 300 feet above the stadium.
Right.
Not the greatest performance, but pretty good. Katy Perry, all sorts of crazy anime stuff.
Spears.
Like Britney Spears. My number one Super Bowl show of all time, Prince, was
Don't remember.
incredible. Oh, it was fucking amazing. He even did a Guns N' Roses song. Like he played a bunch of instruments. He tore it up.
Yeah, he
Obviously,
can
Michael
play, like,
Jackson's was
36
amazing.
Instruments or something fucking crazy.
He plays a ton of instruments. The
Yeah.
guy, the amount of songs that are number one hits that were written by Prince but performed by other people is mind-boggling. The only reason anybody knows who Sinead O'Connor is because her one good song was written by Prince.
Which I just
Yeah.
heard yesterday.
Yep.
Nothing compares to you.
It's a good song.
It's a good song.
But yeah, there's been good ones where they try to do cool. Even when Madonna, she had like acrobats out there and like slackline people doing cool shit. Usher wear fucking roller skates. Okay?
Yeah, that was pretty legit.
Kendrick Lamar didn't do shit.
He wore bell bottoms.
He wore a low-rise boot cut. I'm happy about that, and I have a subject about it.
Also, when did he become 50 years old? Because I always thought
I
he was.
don't
Because he was
He's-
in the Super Bowl halftime show 2 years ago.
Did he have like a cameo?
Yeah, because it was all like 50 Cent and Snoop.
Lamar was in that?
Yeah, he got like a little bit in there. Because he's
I
like
didn't know that.
30 years younger than the rest of them. And then
Yeah.
he was like on stage. I'm like, I thought you were still in your like 30s. He looked like he was 50.
No, there's a bunch of people defending it, and everybody that's defending it is basically it's the same as the last 4 years. If you don't like it, it's because you're racist. And no, I don't care about that.
Just fucking posted this thing like the breakdown of what it all meant and how
I don't care.
And I read like one paragraph and then I scrolled to the bottom to see how long the article was, and it was too long for me to give a shit about. I'm like,
And that's the thing. Like, it's the Super Bowl. I realize like a lot of people say, like, well, if you didn't like the Super Bowl, it wasn't for you. It wasn't for you. Motherfucker, this is the Super Bowl. This should be a show that's you strive to make it as mass appeal as you can. Because you're trying to entertain not just America, but the entire world watches the Super Bowl.
right.
Like, and he didn't do that. I don't care about your symbolism and all that bullshit. I want to see an entertaining show. And he failed. And me not liking it has nothing to do with racism. It was a shitty show.
Yeah, I went to a Bruce Springsteen concert once.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking terrible, because all he did was preach politics the whole fucking time.
That's why I won't go to.
It was a Harley ride, so it was like a music festival. I literally ripped a banner off a fence and rolled myself in it and went to sleep.
Yeah, I hate it when they do that because there's so many artists that I love on screen and loathe on Twitter. And like, I'm all about, like, you have to be able to separate the art from the artist. We've talked about that a lot.
Yeah.
But like, when we went to Dave Matthews in the Gorge this year,
Well, the Ron Swanson thing fucking kills me. Sorry.
Yeah. That one's the biggest bummer because he's known for being Ron Swanson.
Right.
And he's the farthest thing from it.
Yeah.
It's such a bummer.
Mm-hmm. I was actually pretty fucking shocked.
Yeah. But yeah, so Dave Matthews launches in this whole thing about, like, you know, if somebody tries to justify killing babies somewhere, that's bullshit, man. I don't care what it is. If they're trying to justify killing babies, it's wrong. What a bold fucking stance, Dave Matthews.
What the fuck stance is that? What was your stance on abortion?
Well, what he's talking, yeah, exactly, right. But what he's talking about is, like, the kids in Gaza. And it's like, yeah, bro, you're right. But I don't see you throwing any shade at the fucking Hamas people that are literally using civilian children as fucking shields.
Right.
Like, it's more nuanced than just saying, oh, you can't justify killing babies. Like, okay, that's cool, but let's throw some shade at the people that are literally holding up kids so that they don't get shot. They're just fucking retards.
I'm just like, I'm here.
And we're allowed to say that.
Paid you to put on a show and perform. Not, I don't care about your views.
Well, the thing is, too, is like, you got you know who's in charge of the Super Bowl halftime shows for the past like 5 years?
No.
Jay-Z. Jay-Z is in charge. Look back the last 5 years at who's performed.
My brain doesn't work that way. I just remember the
Rihanna, Usher, somebody else. I can't remember either. But, you know, I mean, Jay-Z is pretty tapped in. Like, he's huge in the music industry. Like, it kind of makes sense, right, to have him in charge of it.
The Weeknd, Eminem, Dr. Dre, Rihanna.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Alicia Keys. That one was really good.
So hold on, though. So going back, though, the last how many years have been hip hop?
Well, I'm scrolling. It looks like 5 so far.
5 years in a row.
All right.
13% of the population.
Going from 2013, Beyonce, Bruno Mars, Katy Perry, Coldplay, Lady Gaga, Justin Timberlake, Maroon 5. 2020 was Shakira, J-Lo.
Amazing. Amazing. Amazing.
And then 2001, The Weeknd, then the Eminem, Rihanna, Usher, Kendrick Lamar.
Right. So I don't know how long Jay-Z has been in charge of it. You could Google that. Just so that we can know if I'm an asshole or not.
I already know the answer to that.
But I just, like I said, I want entertainment. And Shakira and J-Lo, you're putting literally the two best butts in the world on one stage. That's entertainment, sir. By the way, speaking of J-Lo, did you see that they're making The Accountant 2?
I heard this. I haven't seen anything.
Dude, the trailer just came out. It's gonna be badass.
How do they even tie the first one into it?
Well, I mean, it's still Ben Affleck and the dude that plays his brother, but they like team up with that chick from the FBI that took over, because you know the guy that's in like the Farmers commercials that was like the original detective guy?
Yeah.
Somebody murders him.
Okay.
Because he's on to something big. And so they go to avenge.
Gotcha.
It's going to be awesome.
Is Anna Kendrick.
When did Jay
I was just reading an article. I didn't get dates on it.
Z?
It just said it's the deal for Super Bowl halftime show.
Take control of halftime.
2019.
Okay. So he's been doing it a while. But like the halftime shows for the past few years have been really good. So I'm just surprised by the Kendrick Lamar one. He doesn't have a deep enough catalog.
He's got a lot of songs.
Yeah, but not good ones. They're TikTok songs. They're songs that are good for 15 seconds on TikTok. When do you ever listen to an entire Kendrick Lamar song?
He's on some of my playlists.
Yeah, your playlist sucks.
Your playlist sucks. Country music and shit.
I mean, I listen to a lot, but country music. Yeah. Beyonce got country album of the year at the Grammys. Her album sucked.
Yeah.
I listen to the whole thing because I'm a country fan. There's like the one decent song. This ain't Texas. I mean, I've never really liked Beyonce, so, but I mean, Post Malone's album was amazing, and it was a double disc.
Right.
I don't know how he didn't win, but whatever. So, what else about the Super Bowl?
I was really happy with the results.
I was also happy. I was super pumped that Trump showed up. First president to ever go to a Super Bowl.
I never saw him.
Well, I think the NFL was pretty smart. They didn't show him that much. They showed him once. The entire crowd went crazy. They cheered for him. They didn't keep panning to him. Another thing I liked is they didn't keep panning to Taylor Swift.
Oh, that
they panned to her once, and the crowd booed, which is a true sign of where we're going as America.
Yeah,
and the look on her face of just like, are you fucking kidding me? Like,
yeah, we're sick of it. We're here for football, not your relationship.
Mm-hmm.
It's fucking terrible. And
I understand the NFL though, because it's huge money. We went to a kid's birthday the day before the Super Bowl, and there was it was a whole group of like 10 to 13-year-old girls, and all of them were wearing Kansas City gear with like Swift on the back, number 13, Travis's girlfriend. Like, that's how you get the money.
Yeah.
So I get it. But other than that, though, I mean, it was weird. Like, what's his face? The quarterback for the Chiefs, Mahomes. He just looked like shit. Like, I honestly, he looked like he was sick. Like he had like a viral something going on. He just looked miserable out there.
Well, he probably threw more interceptions than he has ever.
That was the worst game he's ever played.
Yeah.
I mean, it was insane. So, the commercials weren't that good this year at all.
Local pop star Taylor Swift receiving a not-so-warm welcome at last night's Super Bowl. Swift trying to shake it off, as many
Shake it off. It's a good reference.
I mean, honestly, I know that it would be conflict of interest because she's like the girlfriend of one of the players, but that's who you get for a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Huge catalog. A Taylor Swift halftime show. Holy crap, dude.
Other than her music is fucking garbage.
I don't think so. I think it's wild. I think her music is Starbucks. It's wildly mediocre, but consistent.
Yeah.
And I think the reason why I kind of I hate all the hype around her, but I respect the shit out of her because she actually writes her own music. Most of them don't.
Yeah. Have I ever showed you the video of how many times she says bar and star?
Like I said, she does write her own music, and it's wildly mediocre. But she's a fucking billion. She made like $1 billion on that tour last year.
Yeah, it's insane.
Like Todd's daughter went to see him. It was like $3,000 a ticket.
Yeah. And apparently it's a great show. She has like 3 tour buses or Something
She
fucking crazy.
she performs for like over 3 hours, just her.
That's crazy.
I'm sure there's like 20 wardrobe changes. Like, I mean, I don't know about $3,000, but like you're getting your money's worth at a T Swift show.
I would never go.
Now,
My
what I would like less of is her fucking trying to lecture me on being green and saving the earth while she has 2 private jets.
Yeah.
But she's a fucking entertainer.
Yeah, my buddy went, he goes, you know what the best part of the concert was? I go, what? He goes, there was no line for the men's restroom.
That is pretty funny. Yeah. We went to the neighbor's house for the Super Bowl. And every year I say the same thing. I'm like, I'm not going to a fucking Super Bowl party because I want to watch the game. I want to watch every fucking aspect of it. I want to watch the commercials. I want it at full volume on a good TV.
Never happens.
And I asked my neighbor, I'm like, you got a good TV, right? I show up, it's a 55-inch.
Why do you watch it at the neighbor's house that has the fucking theater room?
I know, because he doesn't let people over. That's his room. Like, you got to get like a Willy Wonka golden ticket to see that theater. It's nuts. And the neighbor I went to,
for sure,
fucking awesome. He threw a great party. He always does. He's like the entertainer of the neighborhood. It was amazing. But I need to stick to my guns next year because there's, of course, people are talking and like fucking off and like,
yeah. So like
more volume on the TV. I'm trying to watch the game.
Obviously, we were at the bar, and so we had like events going on at halftime. We had like raffle prizes and all that shit. So like I didn't even watch the halftime show. I saw like parts of it.
You didn't miss much.
Right. Yeah, it's a constant distraction when you're there. So
the only plus side, low-rise bootcut jeans. I've been saying it forever. They need to come back, and this may be the push that makes it happen.
For dudes?
No, for chicks. Not for dudes. I certainly never wore them around 2007. So, did you do anything for Valentine's Day?
Yeah, I worked a double.
No, we don't really like. I try to tell Tana like, let's just make each other a card because it's like personal. This year she was like, wouldn't even do that. She's just like, can we just buy each other something on Amazon and call it good? Which is great, right? So a couple weeks ago, we were messing around or whatever. And when she was in college, she had a belly button ring, as did every girl when they were in college. So I was like, why don't you wear, like, now that low-rise boot cuts are going to come back, like, you've been working out like crazy. You look amazing. Why don't you bring back the belly button ring? I was like, it's coming back. Everything 90s is coming back. Like, the belly button ring's coming back. You could be on the front end of this. And she's like, I guess I could. I was like, well, when was the last time you wore a belly button ring? She's like, 2004. Oh, that's sealed up.
Yeah, that's not
20 years.
Right.
Yeah. So for Valentine's Day, I got on the old Amazon and I got her like a 5 different like belly button rings, like the dangly ones.
Yeah.
Britney Spears style. And of course I made her a stupid card that said, roses are red, the good kind of smelly. Here's some jewelry for your belly.
Wow. Wow. Good job, Mr. Deeds.
Anyway, so she goes to put it in, and of course, like, it gets about halfway in. This isn't happening. It's sealed up. Nope, not Tana. She literally used that belly button ring and just re-pierced herself. I kind of respected it.
Yeah, I ate my twin in the room.
Yeah, I ate my twin in the room. That's a good Pitch Perfect reference, sir. No, so she like literally like just pierced herself all over again, and they just tied it in. And it looks I'm kind of turned on by it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. She's changing, man. Like, when she used to work out, like, I'm not allowed to watch her because she's super self-conscious.
Right.
So today she's like, well, I'm just going to do a double workout today because I've been slacking. So she'd already been out here for like an hour and a half. And I was like, well, I want to work out too. So I just came out here and we like spent a good 45 minutes together lifting weights. It was awesome.
Yeah, I have basically been, me and Katie have basically still been stuck in Mexico for the week we've been back.
Mm-hmm.
And we've worked a lot too. So yeah, gym starts again tomorrow. Like,
She gets all mad at me when I try to jump in the cool down shower with her. What's that all about? Can't win, Joe.
no.
I only had a couple things on my list. I know I keep saying I'm going to quit ragging on women on this show, but it's not going to be this week. So, Social Experiment, right? We've been watching this show on one of the things. It's called Farmer Wants a Wife. It's like a dating reality show where there's like 4 farmers and they each pick like 5 girls and then they go back to the farm and they like slowly whittle them down until they get to like the finalist and
Yeah,
then they
I can
get
see
married or whatever.
it's fucking terrible.
It's fucking great. So we've been watching the Australian version, right?
Okay.
So this season, one of the farmers was a lady, right?
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. And it was so cool to watch because, like, you know, you've got like 3 dude farmers and they've each got 5 chicks. And they're like, you know, doing all their little deceptive things like, oh my God, we're friends, but oh my God, did you hear what so-and-so did? And they're like trying to play backdoor games, this, that, and the third. So the lady farmer, first of all, she didn't even choose 5 dudes. She's like, yeah, I only like 4 of them, so I'm just gonna take 4. Right? So
Okay.
she brings these 4 dudes back to her farm, and they're always trying to like get one-on-one time, like, oh my God, can I pull you aside for a minute? Like they're always trying to get that one-on-one time, or they're trying to get chosen to be on the next like one-on-one date. So the women, they're playing all their little games of like deception and jealousy and all this bullshit. The dudes, like, they're on the farm and she's trying to teach them how to like put ear tags in the lambs.
Mhm.
And the dudes are just like, well, how about we do a race and whoever gets 5 tags first gets the first one-on-one date.
Right.
And they just fucking figure it out on their own, right?
Mhm.
They don't even bring her into it. That's like the best one's gonna win, and we're all gonna abide by it. Like there's no flexing or fucking bullshit, right? So the female farmer ends up just being like, I'm actually not into any of you. She was into one dude, and the dude was like, yeah, I'm not really into you. Like you could tell he was just there because like it was a show.
Right.
But the female farmer was like probably like a 6.5 or a 7. She's not smoking hot.
Okay.
Right? Anyway, so she gets nobody. So late in the season, this is 3/4 of the way through. Yes, I am still talking about a dating show, by the way. An Australian dating show. 3/4 of the way through, all the farmers have whittled it down to like 2 chicks, right? So they throw a wrench in. They go on, all the farmers go on a new outing, and there's 2 new people, and they have to choose one. They're bringing one person back to the farm late in the game to piss off the people that are there because this new person is like going to throw a monkey wrench and things, right? So the female farmer has nobody on her farm anywhere. She comes back, she takes both dudes back to her farm. And what's the first thing they do when they're competing for the one-on-one date? They say, oh, well, we're doing this fundraiser. Well, how about whoever raises the most money gets the next date? They just fucking figure it out on their own.
Well, I've sent you that video. It wasn't the whole thing. There was like a reality show, and they took like 10 women and 10 dudes separately on an island, with nothing, and they had to like survive.
Mm-hmm.
And within like the first couple hours, the dudes just immediately like created a pecking order and figured out who's good at what. And like one dude's like, I can fish. They're like, cool. I can build fires. Cool. And they just like created jobs for everybody. And they had shelter and fire and food the first night. And the women never created shelter nor a fire and just argued the whole fucking time.
Yes.
You can't make this shit up.
Yes. Like, and that's what was so funny about that show was like the dudes didn't even put the girl in a position where she had to make a choice. They were like, well, if there's one of us you want to go out with, that's fine. But if you're on the fence, we already competed over here and like this guy won. Good to go. And it's so amazing because they did it twice, Joe. 2 different groups of dudes. They did the same fucking thing. They immediately establish a pecking order.
Yeah.
It's simple. We were in the gym today, me and the wife, and one of the things that came up was the best version of yourself. Do you feel at the age of, are you 42 or 43?
42.
42. I'm 43.
Mhm.
At 42, do you feel like you're currently the best version of yourself?
No, 36.
Really?
Yeah. I had this talk with myself like a month ago. Well, I think I peaked at like 36.
What was it about when you were 36? I'm trying to remember. 36 would have been, you didn't have the bar yet.
No, I was still at Ferguson. I wore khakis, went to the gym all the fucking time.
Okay.
Like, a lot better shape. Still had hair.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So yeah, 36.
Interesting.
Mhm.
Oh. Me and Tana both looked at each other. We agreed, like we're still currently the best version. Like I'm sure I've been maybe better looking at one point, but as far as like capable, stable, like bow fighting skills, like I'm the
Are you talking like health wise or financial?
just life. Like health wise too. I still like I'm still hitting PRs in some stuff. So I still feel like I've yet to hit the best version of myself. I just think it's got to be weird to live in a state where you're not the best version of yourself, which I get happens to everybody at some point, but doing nothing about it.
Yeah, that's different.
Yeah.
Like,
Mhm.
at least go to the gym and eat semi good.
Right.
I will tell you this about Mexico. And like, we had this conversation with our friends that go to there every year. And, because when you're an adult, you talk about BMs. Because that's
you do.
For some fucking reason.
With dudes, you talk about that all the time since high school.
My wife crossed that bridge once and sent me a picture. I almost divorced her.
Oh, yeah. My wife tries to talk to me about BMs. I'm like, I don't want to fucking hear that shit.
Yeah, no, you shit roses. Anyways, the whole time we were there, obviously ate all their food. I even drank the water. Was perfectly fine the entire time.
Mhm.
The fucking moment we landed in Minneapolis, me and her split a burger and I had 2 beers, blew up the bathroom.
Ooh,
Yeah.
airport deuce.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not
And
good.
we think it's just in Mexico, they just give you real fucking food.
No, it's true. That's one of the reasons I'm stoked Bobby Kennedy got confirmed.
Right.
Because, like, our food is shit here, and it's kind of a hard topic, right? Because as somebody with libertarian leaning values, I don't think I should be able to tell Coca-Cola that they're not allowed to use high fructose corn syrup. I would much rather somebody else offered a cane sugar alternative.
Yeah, which they did. They did
the consumers decide. Yeah, but they're hard to find, and they only come in the glass bottle.
Yeah, I don't drink soda, so
right. But like, I don't like high fructose corn syrup. And I don't like, we used to drink a shit ton of Mountain Dew. That yellow dye number 5 supposedly makes you sterile.
Right.
I don't know if that's true because like
Yeah,
everybody
but
Mountain Dew has like
I
8
mean,
kids.
the blue and the red or some shit.
Yeah, well, I think they already tried to outlaw like red dye number 5.
Like this red dye number 5,
That's
right?
the stuff. Yeah,
That's the stuff.
chug it. There you go, buddy. Mm-hmm.
Ah,
But like I said, like I don't. It's a tough one because they tried to do that shit in New York a few years back, where they were going to outlaw any sodas over like 32 ounces.
yeah, well, that's
And
just stupid.
it is stupid. Like, as an American, you should be free to put whatever poison in your body you want, right? But I do want it labeled. I want to know what I'm putting in my body. Like, if I'm getting lunch meat and that lunch meat has artificial dye in it to make it more red, like most of the salmon you buy at the store has
Yeah.
food dye in it.
Yeah.
I want to know that. I think that should be on the label. I'm not saying that you shouldn't be able to buy it. I'm just saying you should know what you're fucking buying.
Yeah, it should be labeled. It's an
And
ingredient.
I hope that's what he does.
Yeah, that's a good step. So I was talking to my cousin-in-law. Sure,
She
that's
hot?
a thing. Cousin-in-law.
She hot?
It doesn't fucking. It's irrelevant. And no.
It's always relevant.
Anyway, so they go to Italy like every year.
You have one really hot cousin.
This is Katie's cousin's wife.
Okay, so it's a no.
Jesus Christ. Anyways, so she was telling me that when she goes to Italy, like she's what's that called where you don't eat gluten?
Episcopalian.
She's
No,
like,
you're just gluten free.
okay, but she just can't eat bread here. But when she goes to Italy, she can eat all the bread she wants and it doesn't affect her.
Same with pasta. Their pasta is way the fuck better.
Yeah.
So and once again, like
food.
right. So I want labels, and it would be nice if there was a healthy option. And the reason I say that is because for people that are like, you're basically, you can eat as healthy as you can afford here. And I hate that.
Oh yeah, even like
So-
with not food stamps, but like what is it, WIC?
Yeah.
Like it's all the shit food. I mean, you get milk and eggs and then just shit bread and like shit food. You're like, what the
Yeah.
fuck?
So like if you're gonna, once again, if you're selling lunch meat, there should be a healthy alternative that's like or pasta that's not made of total garbage, that's available at a somewhat comparable price, but that does mess with the free market. So I'm very conflicted on that.
Yeah, I fucking almost pounded a whole box of rice-a-roni tonight.
The
It
San
was so
Francisco
good.
treat.
Oh god, so good.
Yeah.
I probably haven't had it in like a year, but I was just like,
Nice.
yeah.
I made burgers. Yeah. Had a burrito earlier. The other thing that's cool, so Trump showed up to the Super Bowl. That was awesome.
Yeah.
Today, he showed up to the Daytona 500. He flew over the race in Air Force One,
Oh Jesus.
then went to the fucking racetrack. And you know how they have like a pace car?
Yeah.
The Beast was the fucking pace car.
Really? Wait.
Trump did laps in the fucking presidential limo. I'm telling you, dude, I've never been more fucking proud to be an American.
Fuck.
Like, I am so happy that they cheated and stole that election in 2020 because he is so much better after this 4-year break.
yeah.
He's crushing it.
Fuck you.
Yeah. And he's hiring the right people. Like, I'm still mind blown by the people that are against Doge. Like, so you
Yeah.
don't want to find all the fraud and waste? They're
Yeah,
like,
my favorite meme
Elon
of
Musk.
is like a thief is stealing a woman's purse,
Mhm.
and then the judge is like, no. But it's like Elon Musk. Fuck, I'm gonna have to find it. Basically, it's tax money being fucking stolen, and then they're blaming the fucking thief. Anyways.
Well, it's dumb because people are like, well, he's getting access to all our personal information. Dude, Elon Musk already has top secret security clearance. He builds rockets for fucking NASA to take our satellites into space.
And you don't think his like little tech team can just figure that shit out by themselves?
Yes. And of course the Dems are like, well, he's got all these fucking 19 and 20-year-old tech nerds working for him. They're too young. They're too young. Weren't you just arguing 6 months ago that a 15-year-old is old enough to decide if they want to chop their dick off or not? Like, what lane are we in, buddy? Like, it's so dumb.
It's them only.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't imagine being against.
She's a fucking climate expert. Was she 13?
Yeah. Got a Toon Bear. I can't. I try to understand it. You know, you always try to see both sides. And I just don't understand how anybody could be against wanting to find fraud and waste with the way your hard-earned tax dollars are spent.
Yeah.
And the fact that if we find more fraud and waste, maybe we could fucking lower how much taxes we pay.
Yeah.
Why are we against that?
Yeah.
It's insanity.
100%.
So, man. But anyway, it's cool. It's not about Trump being like awesome, but I think he is doing great so far. It's just nice to have a president that's out there like pressing the flesh, because Biden did nothing for 4 years. You never saw him.
Out that Trump isn't getting a paycheck and neither is Elon Musk. Not that he needs to be paid, but both are doing this for free.
Dude, Elon is literally sleeping on the floor of whatever agency they're looking at. He sleeps on the floor. He works 18 hours a day. It's like the guy's crushing it.
Yeah.
But it's just nice to, like, President Trump's already done more press conferences in the first 3 weeks than Biden did in 4 years and actually answered questions. And Vance, when he chose Vance, I was like, well, that's a boring pick. But Vance is crushing it too. He just went over to Europe to Germany and basically told him, yeah, you guys suck. Like, you literally don't have freedom of speech. You suppress news stories. You know, you suppress your citizens. You're not allowed to talk shit on us. Like, I don't, you know, and obviously I don't have any like sound clips or anything, but he buried them. And they're all just sitting there like, and reporters are like, so you're saying you might get out of NATO. If one of your NATO allies gets in trouble, will you help them? And they're like, nobody's paying their fair share. We're the only ones that pay into this, and we're the only ones capable of defending anybody. Why?
Right. How does this make sense at all?
Yeah. And it's we're a weird tipping point. Like, have you seen the videos of that USA Canada hockey team thing?
Yeah.
Holy crap. They boo the US national anthem? And I can understand why, because Trump's talking a little shit really lately.
Right.
But then they just go out and there's like 3 fights in the first 9 seconds of the game. And the USA beats Canada in hockey, which is crazy, 3-1.
Which the Walrus also posted a picture about wearing a US jersey. I was very confused on that one.
Who did?
Walrus.
Oh. What was it?
Just like go USA.
Hey, good for him.
I was very shocked.
Good for him. If we're finding, one of the things that Doge is finding through the USAID is that they spend a shit ton of money and literally just was giving money to media outlets. Right? They gave George Soros like $250 million. So like everybody's like, why is Soros spending so much money on local DA races? Well, he's spending our money. Like, we paid for him to get liberal DAs elected to not charge people for crimes. But if they cut off the faucet for that, And so media companies and news corporations can actually just report the news without anybody telling them what to say.
Yeah.
I feel like we're like, I honestly think 2 years from now, America is going to be a lot closer. There's going to be a lot more patriotism and we're going to get along better. I truly believe it.
Hopefully.
I think more liberals will see that, like, maybe this guy is not Satan.
I don't think so.
Not all of them, but enough of them.
Well, when they start saving some money, hopefully it'll open their fucking eyes, because that's all this country is a giant fucking business.
Which is exactly why a businessman should be the one leading it. So, what else do we got here? Valentine's Day, best version of yourself. Soccer's stupid. I put that in there just because of the hockey thing. Like, if US and Canada played soccer and there was booing, they'd just be like, I guess we'll play this game. And they'd like fake an injury just to run the clock down and be a bunch of. I fucking hate soccer.
I like soccer.
Soccer's dumb. Not in hockey. You're like, it's go time. Beer and soup, Joe. That's my thing.
Ugh, all right, I gotta go to bed. I gotta fucking work tomorrow.
Oh man. Let's make sure we do another podcast. Definitely no more than 2 weeks. I'd like to do another one next week, but I know you're busy. Just because I ruined this entire podcast.
With
just trying to cram too much in. Talking too much. I want to do a podcast in 2 weeks where we have good lists and we get back to dick jokes.
All the dick jokes.
Yeah.
I'll take
all the
notes.
Politics on this one were 100% my fault. And I apologize. And if you, the listeners out there, have something to comment on this, you can email us at realforlifepodcast@gmail.com. That's real, the number 4, lifepodcast@gmail.com. And share the show. It's honestly the best thing you can do for us. Because we got 28 subscribers. I think we can get 30.
We're fucking killing it.
I know. So, all right, buddy. Good to see you. Glad you had fun in Mexico. And I'm glad you didn't go parasailing over there. They just don't have the regulations. Till next time, this is Jesse and Joe with the Real for Life podcast. Signing off.